We are in Gibraltar, which basically means we're in the UK, because it is owned by the UK. And this is something very interesting. Here's the airport, and it is an active runway, but you get to walk across the runway and can, well, I think they said you used to drive across too, but I think they said there's a tunnel that goes underneath it. But there is the Rock of Gibraltar.
So when they have an airplane land, do they just...
They close it down, I think. There's a Hercules pillar. Phoenicians.
Oh, the Neanderthals.
Then we got Roman, Neanderthals, Phoenicians, Hercules, Rome.
He's Moorish or something.
Moorish.
There's the Moorish castle.
And then I'm not quite sure what he was. And there's the Moors. Anyway, this is supposed to be the entire history of Gibraltar in one monument. This is Catalina Bay, one of the many sandy beaches along Gibraltar. This is on the Atlantic side. Very beautiful. The beautiful mosque on the tip of Gibraltar. It was interesting to stop and see, as well as the Trinity Lighthouse that you'll see here in just a minute, which helps ships guide themselves through the Straits of Gibraltar. And this was a memorial, the Sikorski Memorial, for a general that died during World War II. Here we are on Gibraltar. This is Gibraltar, and up there in the clouds is the Rock of Gibraltar. Mediterranean is going out that way. Africa is right there, and Spain is right there. So you're seeing 2 continents and 3 countries from this spot. And here's another gun emplacement going back to the war. Monument is dedicated to Hercules, where he pushed the 2 pillars, Gibraltar and Jebel Musa, apart to create the straits. And it shows how the Gibraltar has affected the history and the future of the area. Our next stop was St. Michael's Cave, and this is a name given to a network of limestone caves that's located on the Rock of Gibraltar. It's a very interesting cave in the fact that they have created a really wonderful light show inside. Besides just the normal colored lights they have on the stalactites and stalagmites, this show, which lasts about 5 or 6 minutes, I think kind of supposed to show the history of the cave from a geological standpoint. But I found the most interesting part of this whole cave was a formation they call the Archangel, Michael the Archangel. And you'll see it start to come out of the darkness here with some special lighting, and it was just fascinating to watch. Very beautifully done. Our next stop, and there were many on this tour, was O'Hare's Battery. This was placed on the highest peak of Gibraltar. It was originally built in 1890. It was a 6-inch gun, breech loading, which was replaced with a 9.2-inch cannon in 1901. The battery was used during World War II and was last fired during a training exercise in 1976. O'Hara's battery has been refurbished and is open to the public, as you can see. And we were able to tour all the rooms down below that had the power plant, the training table, and then go up on top and look at the gun itself. Besides the generator room that provides electricity and hydraulic power, there's an underground magazine, a concrete enclosure that contains a portion of the shell lift, and also the gun turret, which provides support to the 9-inch gun and rotates it as needed. Because it is situated on one of the highest points on the peninsula, you get an incredible view of Gibraltar Bay, as you can see here, and on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, and of course the strait itself. We also took time to walk across the Windsor Bridge. I'm not quite sure why they put it here, because there's a trail that goes off on the side that goes to the same area, but it was built in 2016. It is kind of bouncy because it's a suspension bridge. It's fun to go across, but really no historical significance. But it seems to be on a major stop for most of the tour guides. This is the Great Siege Tunnel. It was built by Britain, and it was part of the Great Siege of France and Spain, trying to get Gibraltar from the British. And the British, because they were fighting a war in the Americas, trying to keep those crazy colonists under control, they pulled a lot of troops out of Gibraltar. And Spain and France thought, this is our chance, because they've been trying for years. So they attacked, and Britain brilliantly built these tunnels and filled them with cannon, and were able to hold off the invasion, and they finally gave up, and Gibraltar has stayed in British hands ever since. These cannons kept the French and Spanish at bay, and here you can see in the side of the cliff one of the little openings for cannons. Just a short distance from the Great Siege tunnels are the World War II tunnels. During World War II, Britain started the most intensive tunneling project ever carried out in Gibraltar's history, and it left the peninsula with an entire network of tunnels that were approximately 34 miles long, which is amazing because the peninsula of Gibraltar that the British occupy is only about 3 miles long. Got my hard hat on as we're going through the World War II tunnels made by the Brits. Besides the incredible length, the new tunnel system had to have bunkers and facilities large enough to house a power generating station, hospitals, water desalination plants, telephone exchange, frozen food storage, bakery, passageways, not to mention Facilities sufficient to cater for 16,000 soldiers for the duration of up to 16 months under siege. These tunnels were also home to one of the most secret places, so secret that it was not discovered until 1997. Built for Operation Tracer, there lies within the tunnels a stay-behind cave where 6 men would remain behind, hidden within the rocks if it had fallen to Germany. Their mission would be to report the movement of enemy vessels back to the United Kingdom. As we were coming down off the mountain, we ran into the Moorish castle, and it is the name given to this medieval fortification. The tower is clearly visible to all visitors at Gibraltar, not only because of its striking construction, but also because of its dominant and strategic position. The Moorish occupation is by far the longest in Gibraltar's recorded history, having lasted from 711 to 1309, and then again from 1333 to 1462, a total of 727 years of occupation. Once you make your way through the tower and up onto the roof, you can really start to understand the strategic importance of where this castle is placed. From here you get a great view of the peninsula and the Bay of Gibraltar. The amount of wars and conflict in this small area is just mind-boggling. It goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. But that just goes to show what a strategic point of or piece of land this is. Because whoever controls Gibraltar controls all of the Mediterranean, really. Can't leave Gibraltar without talking about the macaque monkeys. There's about 300 of them on the island. They originally come from the Barbary Coast, and they are the only monkeys that are in Europe, and they're cute, but they're large and they can be aggressive. And they told us not to get close to them. And of course, what does our guide do? He puts his hand up there with some food. Sign says they're aggressive, stay away. And this guy looks aggressive. As we left Gibraltar and sailed into the Mediterranean, we looked back and could see the 2 pillars of Hercules. On the right is Gibraltar, that's to the north, and on the left-hand side is Jebel Masque. That's on the south and is in Morocco. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel Around the World in 274 days. Thanks for watching.